What's up, guys? Silent Turtles here, back at it again with another video. Today we're doing a reaction to episode 1 of She-Hulk. How do I start this? Been a pretty big fan of Marvel for a while. I'm still more of a DC fanboy, I would say, than Marvel. With that in mind, though, I was expecting a lot more from this show than what we actually got, and I've watched it through twice now. The first watch through I was very critical, and the second one I was able to enjoy it a little bit more. Now I will say, we'll do a pros and cons list here. We'll start off with the cons. They shit on Hulk a lot, which I really did not like. They shit on his journey and everything he's accomplished, and kind of made it really small and puny overall, honestly. She-Hulk's character can pretty much do everything it wants to really quickly with minimal effort, and kind of overshadows Hulk right away. Kind of lame, but she is the main character, so I you know, it is what it is. It is only the first episode too. Some of the jokes were pretty cringy and very kid-like, but it is Disney. I would also say that the CGI was just as bad as I thought it would be, if not worse in some scenes. Like, her trying to be angry face is pretty terrible, and even the trailer right there, that just looks god awful. Especially with the lighting changes and stuff, like even some of the CGI struggles with Hulk a little bit, and Hulk's CGI is normally pretty good, but hers looks very soft, Jolly Green Giant-esque, or some people say it's pretty Fiona-esque. But yeah, it goes kind of wonky here and there, and her facial expressions are just like not, I don't know, they're not, whenever she talks it doesn't line up properly sometimes, which is kind of, I don't know, unprofessional for a multi-billion-dollar company. Yeah, I don't know, those are like the main issues I had, was the shitting on Hulk, the CGI, and then the really cringy jokes. But like I said, it is Disney. I'm just more surprised about the CGI, since they said that they did something about it. So if they did, I can only imagine what it looked like beforehand. And with that being said, there are some pros to this. I didn't notice a lot of them the first time through. I would say I enjoyed the first few minutes and then some segments here and there. But the second watch through, I was able to enjoy a lot more. I was able to enjoy their kind of overall interaction and how good the chemistry was. I was kind of surprised at that, but it went pretty well. There's kind of a scene in the beginning where a bunch of women help her out, and I kind of thought that was pretty funny, because that's pretty typical of what would go on in that situation. The fight, spoilers, the fight between Hulk and She-Hulk, I mean, Hulk is holding back, and you can quite obviously tell that, but there was still some cool little aspects there. Being able to see the clap and whatnot. I did like when Hulk was tossing the boulder, it kind of showed hey, I'm only giving you a little bit of my power. This is how strong I can be. But that was cool. I thought the parts with talking about Tony, talking about Cap, all that was really good. Super heartfelt moment with the whole bar scene and all that. Although, you know, something as severe as the transformation, it did feel pretty quick of an episode. It was only 34 minutes, and that's not including credits and intro. So I think we probably only got maybe 25 minutes of actual screen time. So it did feel pretty rushed. And then the fight at the end, I forgot to mention that on the cons. That was awful. That shit was terrible. I don't know what they had in mind there, but it was a weird, rushed, 10-second fight with all of a sudden loud music blaring out of nowhere, weird slow-mo kick to punch to just over. And then they gave their little one-liner at the end. I don't know what that was about. I don't think that was the best way to go about it, but whatever. Anyways, you know, it's definitely, I would say, one of the you know, if not the worst, second. It's probably second on the bottom for Marvel shows right now. And that's, I didn't really enjoy it that much, and it was pretty rough, but it is only episode 1. There's still a lot more to go. I would like to see it as a whole before I really say this is okay or bad. But I think the only one under is probably the Miss Marvel show. But I mean, you're competing with shows like Loki, Moon Knight, WandaVision, Hawkeye. They definitely have a lot of heavy competition going into this. So I think they needed to, I don't know, bring a lot more to the table. But it is only episode 1. I'm still going to give it a little bit of a chance. But man, it was a little tough at times to watch it the first run through. A lot of people are saying it's woke. And I didn't really, I guess I could see where they were trying to come off with that, but it wasn't really woke by any means. It was just like, hey, these are my problems that are going on. The only part about the big scene that a lot of people talk about is the way that she invalidated Hulk at the end of that. Like, you have the ability to validate yourself without invalidating someone else. What she had to say was very valid and happens on a regular basis, but the whole like, oh, I struggle more than you part, and like that was just going right back on the fact that they want to invalidate Hulk and all his accomplishments, which is kind of BS because he's gone through a lot over the past 15 years and has experienced more sadness, fear, anger than pretty much anyone in the entire franchise at this point. So, you know, first episode, I'd probably give it 4 or 5 out of 10. Second watch, yeah, I'll give it 5 out of 10. Second watch, they definitely brought it up. I was able to enjoy it a little bit more because I wasn't being as critical of it, and I think that's maybe an issue. Sometimes when you do like reviews and stuff, you're being like really critical because that's just how it is, and you don't really let yourself enjoy what you're watching sometimes. But anyways, it was okay. It definitely wasn't one of the best shows, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend it to people unless you're really into the character, which it's a pretty cool character, and I'm interested to see where they go with this, especially with a lot of the cameos and whatnot that they're bringing in. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Give me any video recommendations you guys got. I'll be reviewing a few other things that I've watched over the past few weeks and months and progress going further. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.